Shalom, Mark Young, Wa'agwa. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Makakwadash. I'd like to proceed this lesson, this in transit, with giving double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone who do well, teach well, man. Shalom to the hopeful elect. I just want to go into, Revelation chapter 18, verse 2, man. Let me go on ahead and read it, man. I'm driving right now, but I just want to speak on it, because, of the times that we're living in, man. It's the book of Revelation, chapter 18, verse 2. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and has become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird, man. Just to break it down a little bit, Babylon the Great is fallen, man. And we're in the beginning stages of Babylon the Great, which is America on its last legs, man. This is the last legs of its empire, man. Rome 2.0 is falling, man. Babylon the Great. We see it because, the economy is going to shit. How many times has the stock market crashed, man, this past year? Losing money. They just lost like $1 trillion like a couple months ago or something like that. Just to say. But what else we got going on, man? We got oh yeah, man. Walmart has a 3-year hiring freeze right now, man. So how can you say, we're at the the last days, the Lord said it was the last second, man. It's the last seconds of Esau, Edom, the so-called white man's kingdom, man. They got the out there at Walmart, like I just said, they got the 3-year hiring freeze, man. So they're not going to be hiring no more new people, man. And then I got another alert today too, talking about, Target is laying off 1,800 people, man. So that just comes to show you, man, hey, the workforce, the workforce is coming to a halt, man. And another thing too, Amazon just released that they want to replace 600,000 people with autonomous robots, man. AI robots. And what is this going to cause? It's going to cause people to not have jobs. People are going to get laid off, and there's going to be, people are probably going to want to strike, man. Strike against, these corporations, man. Because certain people aren't going to be able to feed their families, man. Just let me get this precept. Ultimately, man, this is the government's is the plan, man. This is the elite's plan to to usher in, their Project Bluebeam. To bring in that beast system, man. That digital all, man. It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 31, verse 1, and it reads, Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help. And who is Egypt talking about in this verse, man? It's talking about America, aka Babylon the Great. Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help. And who's them, man? You so-called Negroes, Latinos, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man. Because that's who the Lord's dealing with, man. He's not dealing with these other nations. Let me start from the top. Isaiah chapter 31, verse 1. Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help and stay on horses and trust in chariots. Talking about because they have great power, man. They're putting trust in, their carnal things, man. Those are carnal things, man. Carnality is not gonna save you, man. Trying to kill motherfuckers and this and that, just to put it in an example. And trust in chariots because they are many, and in horsemen because they are very strong. But they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord Yahweh. Man, they don't seek the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, man. They call on Cesare Borgia. Who else? Cesare Borgia. Yahushua. and so forth, man. Let me get this preset. It's the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 10 verse 4. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through Yahweh to the pulling down of strongholds, man. We're not gonna be trusting. You know, our weapons aren't of these of this world, man. Our weapons aren't little bullets, little guns with shell casings, you know, reloading them and shit. You know, they get too hot. You know, if you shoot a gun too long for too hot, that motherfucker's gonna melt. Hey, the Most High, you know, hey, Adonai Zah, you know, hey, that people shall be willing in the day of thy power, man. Adonai Zah, we have that, you know, I'm proud that number, man. You know, talking to myself, man, for the brothers, you know, because, hey, we want those type of, you know, those powers, man. We don't want no, you know, no carnal weapons, man, no little AK or no little grenade launcher and shit, you know. But nonetheless, man, I just wanted to, you know, hit this little in transit speaking about, you know, hey, Babylon is falling, man. You know, that the main point, you know, it's like, hey, the Spirit took me, you know, took me somewhere else, but let's, you know, hey, you gotta allow it, man. But nonetheless, I was talking about, let me get that one real quick. Salaki, I just had it right now. God, right here. It's Revelation chapter 18, verse 2. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and has become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird, man. You know, and that's what I, you know, that was the main point, man. I just wanted to say, man, if you can't notice that, you know, Babylon, you know, America, aka Babylon the Great, is falling, it's because you're falling with it, man. You know, and it's not meant for you to see, man. I'm probably gonna do a part 2 of this, you know, I don't know, but with that, you know, I hope this lesson was edifying to the elect.